Well, hello, fabulous and happy day, happy day. So I wanted to come on, first of all, if you don't know who I am, Teacher Melanie, right? You're a financial life coach. And so today I wanted to come on and just encourage you as it relates to how to be resilient at certain stages of life, right? When life is lifing, and you're navigating new normals, you've experienced loss spiritually, physically, emotionally, financially, and you're wondering, how can I just continue to live a prosperous life during difficult times while going through difficult times? What things do I need to do? Well, first thing, it starts with your mind. So I just want to share a couple of things, right? As it relates to how to just maintain your resilience, right? How to be able to bounce back when you do experience challenges, how to be able to still in your pain, in your grief, be a blessing to someone else. And so the first thing is to be strong, so strong that nothing, okay, so strong that nothing can disturb your peace of mind, allowing nothing to disturb your peace of mind. The second thing is what you're speaking. Talk health, happiness, and prosperity to everyone you meet. Be that beacon of light, because when you allow yourself to be consumed with your pain and grief, it brings you further down. But when you take what your pain and turn it into a purpose to somebody else, it gives you a sense of hope. Next thing, number three, to make all your friends, family feel that there is something worthwhile in them. How powerful is that? Making your friends, your family, sometimes even your frenemies, right? Making them feel that something in them is worthwhile, right? You're uplifting. Why? Because then you are not looking so deep inside, but you're looking on the outside. Next, to think only of the best, to work only for the best, and to accept only the best. Remember, God didn't make any junk. And what you are, what you have to offer in your pride is not a mess, right? It is something that is valuable. So you always want to personify, you always want to put yourself in the position that you are the best, all right? And that this season, this challenge, right, is not something that is permanent. You're going through. The next thing, to be just as enthusiastic about the success of others, okay, as you are about your own. Celebrate other people. I tell this all the time to my children. Be excited for somebody else just as much as you like to be excited about you, right? Celebrate others. Don't be like I always say, don't be a hater, be a celebrator. Be a celebrator of others' success. There is no reason whatsoever to be jealous of somebody else. Why? Because at the end of the day, what is for you is for you. Who is for you? Who is for you? So you don't have to be jealous. And there is more than enough opportunity and blessings out here for everybody to not just survive, but survive and thrive. But you have to be in a position to be just excited for somebody else. Next, to forget the mistakes of the past and press on to the greater achievements of the future, right? Listen, mistakes of the past are not to put you down, but they're for you to ask the question, what is it that God wants you to learn from this? This is something that I've asked even during this season of this loss. Lord, what is this pain, this heartache, this disappointment? What is it you want me to learn? You know, I think about how much my previous loss, financial loss, foreclosure, bankruptcy, being sued. And I'd ask the Lord, what is it you want me to learn from this? That I do not repeat it, that we do not repeat it, but we learn through it. And so we get stuck. Because at one point we were getting stuck because we could not figure out, okay, how can we get over this? Right? Could not figure it out, but we had to get wise counsel. We had to find somebody to help us to navigate it, because within ourselves, we didn't know. And once we realized that, to say, okay, this is not a situation to let us stay there. It is a situation for us to learn that now we're able to go ahead and help somebody else, help others. That's why we're so passionate when it comes to financial coaching and just life and life challenges, because we've experienced that and in experiencing it even now on top of that. All right. So that is forgetting the mistakes, right? And I won't say forget, but learn from the mistakes of the past and press on to greater achievements, because that's what it's supposed to do. Failure is only a failure if you stop. Failure is a fantastic way to fail forward or fall forward to something even greater. Wear a cheerful expression at all times and give a smile to every living creature. You hear what I said? I like that. I'm giving you a smile. You know that Bible verse, not just the verse, that song, smile a while and give your face a rest. I love to smile. I really do. I love to smile. And I love when people say, oh, you have a beautiful smile. I'm like, thank you. Thank you very much. I do enjoy smiling. And it makes me feel better. When I'm like, don't you find that it takes so much energy when you're just like, that's why when I get sad and I cry and what have you, I really make an effort not to stay in there for too long, because it does take a lot of effort for me, a lot of time and energy, and I don't like to stay there. I really, really don't, because it does takes a lot. So I try to smile even through the pain. Try and try even through the tears. You try and smile. And sometimes you cannot smile right away, okay, and it's okay. It's okay. Maybe it's like you need a day, you need a moment. Have it, but don't stay in that state of gloom. Next is to give each time to improving yourself, that you have no time to criticize others. You know, I had a friend that used to tell me, and when I saw this, and when he said it to me, it was so profound. He says, always remember, the finger that you're pointing to somebody else, criticizing or talking about yourself, remember the other ones that point back to you, even if you go like this. Because guess what? The thumb. You notice that? You know, the thumb still points at you. Do you notice that? Even if you go like this, well, say, I'm going to go ahead and do like this. It's just like, no, the thumb is still pointing at you. So the time and effort we spend criticizing others, that means we can spend more time improving ourselves. Same thing in relationships, in marriage, and in friendship. You're like, God, I wish this person was this or this. You know this. You know what God says. He wish you, me, will spend time working on the things that we can control, which is us, how we respond, how we act. That is what you work on, and heal. God takes care of that side, that other person. Okay? When we say, oh, I'm going to try and fix it, the answer, you can't fix nobody but yourself. And I'm telling you from testament, because I remember when the early stages of my marriage, and I was just like, God, why you got to be like this? Or why God, you know, and God said, what about you? What about you? And I was like, but this. He's like, what about you? And when that was said, I was like, you know what? Okay, I'm going to work on me. Same thing with relationships with people and businesses. When people say, oh, that person is this, oh, you know, they can't do this. And my father always said to me, he says, don't allow somebody's experience be your experience unless you've experienced it yourself. You know what I said? Don't allow somebody's experience be your experience unless you experience it yourself. Because how a person responds to you, how you treat them will be totally different on how they respond, what you get from it, not what somebody else's, because maybe they didn't do something that was right. So you make an effort to have your own experience and cultivate your experience to a greater good. Okay? Don't be too large. Don't be too large for worry, too noble for anger, too strong for fear, too happy to permit the presence of trouble. Wow. Don't allow worry, anger, fear. Don't allow that to stop you from experiencing great. You understand? Well, how I want to say it. Let me say it this way. Don't allow fear, worry, trouble, okay, to take away your happiness, because you've consumed yourself with fear. You consume yourself with worry. You consume yourself with trouble. Now, you've given those things permission to overtake your life. You've given those things the power to control you. When you start giving away your control, you lose. When you would take those things and you identify where fear, worry, fear comes in, you make a decision that, you know what, I've identified. I have to figure out how to turn these into something that's not going to drain my energy, because that's what those things do. That's what it does. Next is to think well of yourself and to proclaim the fact to the world out, not in loud words, but in great deeds. Let your action, we hear this all the time. Let your actions speak louder than words. Remain humble. Remain humble. Like when people say, you know, I'm praying for you, or, I just want you to know I'm thinking about you, or, I'm so grateful for you. And I tell them I do not take that lightly, because God allowed you to put me on your mind. I got a great phone call today. I was driving one of my daughters and I got an unexpected phone call, and the person was just like, Mel, I just want you to know that I'm thinking about you. I just want you to know that I love you, and I didn't want the day to finish without me reaching out. So I said, I'm going to call you right here and now. I'm on the road. I'm doing this, but I needed to call you and tell you that. That was nothing but God to just let me know that there is someone or someones that are out there, and he'll do it for you too. Where you'll get a phone call, you'll get a text or email, and to let somebody know that when you feel like, gosh, you're all alone, and God will send somebody to let you know that you are not, that you are on, that he has put you on somebody else's mind. You're not alone. And then to live in faith that the whole world is on your side, so long as you are true to the best that is you. And this is all by Christian Lawrence. And at the end of the day, you have to live by faith. This journey, when you experience a hardship or whatever the case may be, this is the time where you have to lean in on your faith. This is a time that you really, really have to understand this journey of life. It is a faith walk to get from one moment to the other. And not feel like, oh gosh, there's no way out, feel hopeless. You have to have faith, right? That's why God said faith without works is dead. And so these are the things when you wonder, how can I live a prosperous life during times of difficulty? These are the things that's going to help you to live a prosperous life, because God desires for you to have that. And so when you make a decision that I'm going to live a prosperous life where I am, even during this time, even this season, then you're easier to bounce back. And the other thing too, it's not like you bounce back when everything's going to be perfect, but you bounce back to a place of freedom. You bounce back to a place that now you can receive and experience the prosperous life that God desires you to have spiritually, physically, emotionally, financially, right? Because once you've allowed that to happen and you are able to receive, then you're on your way. You are truly on your way. So I hope this has encouraged you on how to be resilient during different stages of life, the good, bad, and the ugly. Because listen, you can. And like I always say, remember to pray, plan, and believe, because God is still in the business of doing miracles. Make it a great day. Bye, Fabulous.